Transformational movement. Movement, a highly skillful sequence of acts. Movement is limited by the body's ability to control its constantly changing center of gravity. Because of this, the body is limited by the amount of external resistance that it's able to use in the naturally controlled unstable positions that require complete bodily control and communication. Movement is a timely rhythmic meshing of strength, core strength, stability, flexibility, balance, endurance, power, coordination, timing, rhythm, speed, and agility into every movement so that the body can respond and react like a rubber band and bouncy ball by using its senses to determine just the right sequence of 300 muscles to use to act upon just the right sequence of 206 bones to use to act upon the right sequence of 700 joints for propelled reactive movement, so that just the right amount of movement can occur with just the right movement patterns in just the right direction with just the right amount of speed at just the right time. Movement, creative experimentation and freestyle development that develops separation from the opponent and the ability to mentally, emotionally, and physically wear them down through the naturally subconscious confidence established from the sense of touch and feel's awareness of a naturally committed interactive learning and development in doing what others are unable and unwilling to do. Movement, the body's courageous, mysteriously developed legacy upon competition in life through its habitually learned display of adventurous and colorful creativity and imagination. Movement, the oftentimes overlooked and highly neglected foundation, framework, guideline, and vision for experimenting, learning, adapting, evolving, and adjustability's control upon consistency, efficiency, and repeatability through progressive uses of its senses, particularly its sense of touch and feel. Movement, the body's natural and instinctive commitment to a simple, fundamental, and foundational way of having a purpose, direction, and value as a means of surviving amongst life and competition, doing the ordinary things better than everyone else. Movement, represented by fundamental skills that all humans possess and use in timely combination sequence for every movement. The fundamental skills are as follows and in no particular order. Movement one leg at a time from one leg to the other. Directional and speed changes represented by rotational, lateral, diagonal, and vertical movement patterns with deceleration, stabilization, and acceleration. Pushing and pulling movements represented by moving objects and bodily limbs closer to and or further away from the body. Base of support changes represented by arms and feet progression positioning relative to the body's center of gravity and each other. Typically all bodily limbs are somewhat off-centered with different positioning angles relative to each other. Level changes as the body must control its constantly changing center of gravity as it moves up and down, side to side outside of the body's base of support, which is one leg, while the body is loading and unloading resistance and transferring forces from one leg to the other. The ability to use these simple fundamental skills and the opportunity to devote our commitment to improving these foundational guidelines are the root in letting athletes continue to develop, build upon, and use their mechanical flavor and style of play while minimizing the effects that an accumulation of poor habitual lifestyles form from the geographical environment's habitually ingrained adaptation to the body's 700 jointed structure. Longevity's scope is quite multidimensional, as it can mean years, months, weeks, days, and efforts amongst a competitive battle. In establishing healthy athleticism, we're revolving our focus upon the establishment of healthy, productive injury prevention through active involvement of physical activity so that subconscious, self-corrective techniques can work to minimize and rid the body of pain, fatigue, and wear and tear so that consistent, efficient, reliable, repeatable, and intense efforts may allow every athlete the opportunity to build upon and rock out their ingrained survival skills. Movement. Fundamental skills are key. We are so very diverse. We may have quite different styles, thoughts, actions, habits, lifestyles, ways of moving, and stories that have formed from diverse geographical and cultural environments all over the world. Despite our unique differences, we come together with similar intents, however, to get better, to learn, and to have fun while competing. We come together to use the power within ourselves to think and act differently than everyone else, to seek relative timely truth from creative experimental adventure. We use those differences to our aid and benefit in a community to do what others are unable and unwilling. We are relentless with our passions, commitments, and dedications despite budget, time, space, and environmental limitations. In order to become a better mover, we need to leave emphasis on movement, fundamental skills, developing into a better athlete. A better athlete means a competitor that can consistently and efficiently repeat their all-out efforts amongst chaotic, unstable, and unpredictable environments fearlessly, while learning and making adjustments on the fly. In terms of preparation habits, any movement pattern sequence that can be made more difficult by challenging the body's control of its center of gravity with fundamental skills are movement patterns that should be continued to use. Good pure movement is open to progressional improvement and provides overall group, team, and organization development, as well as a highly personal experience for the individual experimenting with a deeper devotion to experiencing success. We find hope in movement because it enables us to commit ourselves to the fundamentals of movement, methods, modalities, and programming strategies, and in doing so, the ability and opportunity to do the ordinary things better than everyone else. Movement is for the fearless, those who see mistakes as a way of getting better, for those who are willing to accept mental, emotional, and physical adversity as a challenge they can trampoline from with great patience, for those who are able to confuse and frustrate others in their attempt to put words to what they have seen you do, for those who set the bar higher, for those who defy description and comparison, and in doing so build the courage and willingness to rethink everything that they've ever learned or known to be true. The opportunity to experiment with movement is like dusting off a treasure chest in the attic, as it is something that has always been right there in our midst, waiting for its beauty to be opened, unleashed, and rediscovered. Movement is for those who don't necessarily know the why through deeply embedded stagnant verbal conversation, but the why through the tireless experimentation with extremely vigorous physical activity. Movement is for those who use it as a natural and instinctive language of survival to become a new kind of leader that's right there in the middle of the conversation, making everyone involved better. Movement is for those who look for direction from their powerful sense of touch and feel, believing with a new and different kind of faith how to trust the process, the patient journey. Movement is for those who educate in order to learn how to be educated. Movement is for those that rock the Crayola box and diligently color outside the line with distinct purpose. Movement is for those that trust the process with an anciently post-normal new kind of faith, confidence, and trust, whose focus is upon quality and control, not the end result. Movement is for those with a vision and a plan. Movement is for everyone that creatively experiments to provide hope for all movers. Movement. So what is it? Can we define it? How do we make it better? Where does programming, methods, and modalities tie into these moves? And does what you have seen make you think any different about programming, implementation of methods and modalities, and simply just getting better? Here's our checklist criteria to see if movement is positive and productive adversity. Does it meet a combination of the fundamental skill requirements? Is it whole body activity? Is it a movement that you can build upon? Is the movement open to learning through progression by combining the body's fundamental skills to continually make movement patterns more physically, mentally, and emotionally difficult so that it can learn, adjust, adapt, and evolve? Do you really think that the competition wants a piece of a body that moves and prepares like this? We need to dare the competition to want a piece of this action. Movement is our obsession. Your body is your weapon. Do you want to become a manimal? Are you a ninja of nature? Check out the Manimal Kingdom and Manimal Nest at www.functionalfanaticalfrenzy.com or email the Manimal, markfriends at markfrens@yahoo.com. Is movement your language?